What's going on, battle rap culture? It's your boy Random, the battle rap analyst, and this is Battle Rap Hall of Fame. Just want to do a quick review on the Mr. Wavy versus Bill Collector. URL dropped this battle actually today, earlier today, in the midst of this drought. So is the drought over? I don't know. Let's hope that the battles keep coming. But I will tell you this about having a little bit of drought. It will garner a little bit more appreciation um, for the entertaining sport of battle rap. You know, when we don't have all these fresh new battles coming out and everything, I just think the fans will grow a little bit more of the appreciation. And then I hope over the last couple of weeks, it kind of gave us all a little taste of what life would be like if we had no battle rap. So that's just a little something, to think about. And it also gave us a little opportunity to go back and look at some of the old battles and pay attention and give it a second look and see if our opinions changed over it. Maybe go check out some classics and stuff like that. So, this drought, it could have some positive things. Just depends on how you look at it. But on to the review of the Mr. Wavy versus Bill Collector. Now, Mr. Wavy starts off, in round one. Give you a little bit of a play-by-play. So Mr. Wavy starts off round one, and takes him a little while to get going. Takes him a little while to start cooking, but I like the line where he was talking about, Bill is fake. You could tell a Bill fake when you put the light on him. I think that was a good line. And what I do normally on mine is I know people look at battles a different way. Like for instance, Jay Black, he does a point system, shout out to Jay Black. He'll use a point system, between 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 points or something like that. Um, some people judge it like off momentum, they just they round by round and they just kind of see who has momentum. Some people judge it off pure punches and things like that. I kind of do more of a black and white, either the line hit or it didn't. So it either gets a point or it gets no point. So obviously, if you look at the battle, if nothing's hitting, if nothing really gets you going, or give you no kind of reaction whatsoever, or you kind of yawn at it or whatever, I don't give it a point at all. But if it, raise your eyebrow, give you the, that old face or anything, I mean, it just depends. It just depends. It's got to hit. Obviously when they're going through their rounds, they're saying something, but is it hitting? And so that's how I look at it. I look at it really, really black and white. Either it hit or it didn't. It was nice or it wasn't. Okay. So with that, I did like the Bill is fake with the light on him line. So I definitely give him a point for that. And then I like the black and silver or Raider fan line that Mr. Wavy put out there. He had to put down Bill. I like that line. So that was another point there. And then he went to this whole blogger scheme or whatever. I mean, it was decent. It was decent. It was okay. I mean, it didn't have a hard ending, but it was something. Kind of kept you at least interested in hearing what he had to say next. But it was okay. It was all right. He did the bullet and come down the middle Soul Train line. It was okay. It was all right. And then one of the other more, I guess one of the harder lines is, get ahead of yourself, the Afghan lynching. Okay. So, like I said, he said a lot of things, but he got about 7 points on that. Then we go to Bill Collector in the first round. It was he said a lot of stuff because Bill Collector is more of a rhythm, kind of a rhythm rapper, so he kind of has that flow to him. He has his own little flow right there, and it took. I noticed he was saying a lot of stuff, but wasn't getting much crowd reaction. Of course, when you judging a battle, that doesn't matter, but it did take him some time to get heated up, to even get to his first line that probably hit. And I think the only one that hit a little bit was the elevator music, put him in a box, beating on him, put him in a box, elevator music. He went ahead and flipped the zombie scheme, with the zombie bit it. Okay, that was good enough for another point right there. And then he started flowing again or whatever, and he came back with the right back boomerang. That was that was decent. That was pretty good. So that got him another point. So then he came hang up on your girl and the text after. That was good. You can see that happen. That was all right. And then the other one that was, yeah, it was decent. It was, time to contraction. So, I gave him 5 points. Now remember, my point system is going to be pretty low because it's either it hit or it didn't. Now some things have some big, haymakers, but I don't think there's really any big haymakers in this battle at all. And I'm not trying to even hold you on that. I just don't think there's any heavy haymakers at all. So the first round I gave Mr. Wavy 7 points, Bill Collector 5 points. I'm going to go into round 2 real quick. Round 2 was definitely a better round for Mr. Wavy, so he was definitely getting a little bit better. He had a lot of little lines in there. He had the whole Jamaican thing going, which was pretty good. When he was coming with the Jamaican thing, that was good. The party hat, strap under the chin and stuff like that. I like that. That was another point right there. And then he brought the zombie back. He did that, and he pretty much brought that back too. But that zombie scheme, that was pretty good. That was good. That gave him a point there. And then he ran into a boy band scheme. Now I gave a point for like the whole scheme. He said a lot of things, but I gave a point for the whole scheme because it was decent. It was decent. It's just usually when you go into schemes, I mean, they have to hit hard. They have to be good, clever, and then it has to end with a strong punch. So a lot of times when people go with schemes, they don't land so well. But I mean, that one was okay. And then he had another bar he hit with a Mitch Richmond. That was good for another point. And then he did a driving scheme. Again, it didn't end hard. It kind of built you up because you think it's going to go somewhere with it. And then a lot of time with schemes, when you can kind of see something coming, it kind of hurts you when you go after schemes like that and people can see the punch coming. And then when the punch doesn't really come or doesn't land or it's just not hard, I don't know, that can kind of get to you. But again, this was still a pretty good round for Mr. Wavy, all things considering. And then he said, then he started talking about the Bill Collector, the knot on his face. He used that angle, the knot on his eye angle, and everything. That was a pretty good round for him. Totally had about 9 points in his round. Round 2 for Bill Collector wasn't so good. The first, he talked a little bit. First thing that he got to that really caught my attention, and I sat through this thing more than once, but he came with the keep surfing, kind of saying that Mr. Wavy is kind of like Sue Surf. Yeah, there's something there. There's a little semblance in his look and his rapping style a little bit, but so he's talking about keep surfing. And so, I gave him a point for that. And then, the crease in a situation, I gave Bill Collector a point for that. And then he did a lot of, he did another little, rhythm rapping, with the flight homie and all that, saying that, that Mr. Wavy isn't really all that good and stuff. But this was like Bill Collector's one of his absolute worst rounds. The second and the third for Bill Collector, I mean, I don't know, not very good. But anyway, I gave Wavy 9 points for round 2 and Bill Collector only 3 points because, I mean, not much hit, it really wasn't that much meat on the bone for that one. So I'm just going to get straight to, round 3. Round 3, you got Mr. Wavy. He comes in. He has the phone scheme. I go ahead and give him a point for that. The Boost Mobile and Verizon and all this other stuff. So, it's all right. It's all right. Then the next thing that hit him, that hit a little bit was the homeless man. He don't worry about Bill. He's a homeless man. So that was good. That was good. Crowd kind of slept on that one, but I thought that was good. It was clever. And then he went into a scheme where he was pretty much mocking Bill Collector's resume, and that was kind of hitting hard. Saying Bill Collector had a lot of potential. He started off with a little buzz, little fire, and everything, and it just kind of died off and disappeared. So I do like that. And then he went to another scheme where he's talking about he dug hickeys and he Mark Necks and Club Picky and all that. So that was pretty good. That was a pretty good little scheme right there. Not bad. And then right after that, he goes into want to steal the views, like the Cosby Show. That was nice. So I gave him another point for that. So he was already up to about 5 points to that point. And then he came back with bananas and plantanos. Pretty good. Not bad. Pretty good. Little something for us to work with. And then the whole shampoo scheme with the VO5 and all that stuff. I think the crowd pretty much slept on that one. But it was okay. It was okay. No, I mean, as far as haymakers, let me just tell you right now, I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't hear any haymakers like make me put my hand over my mouth kind of haymakers. I just no, it just wasn't one of those say it again room shakers. I just didn't see any of those. And then of course, the last thing, two hands over each other with the Hadoukens kind of thing. Not bad, not bad. I gave him about an 8 in that round. All right, because he had a little something to work with. Gave us a little something to work with. Now, you know what? I'm not gonna front. Bill Collector, round 3 was his worst round. I mean, I do agree that the crowd was all the way asleep, but what I was concentrating on is what he had to say. Was he saying anything? Any hate makers, any room shakers, anything that was coming out in the third round? And Bill Collector, he just wasn't saying anything. I mean, I like the Mickey D's, tune. I mean, I don't know if he delivered it well or not, but I see where it was going. I give him a point for him because it was pretty good. Um, the bus driver uppercut, we already know a couple of years ago. It's just that it's kind of a dated pop culture reference from the bus driver, uppercutting that chick on his bus. But I mean, I caught it. But then after all that, I mean, everything he was saying, it wasn't landing, but he kept on trying to get crowd reaction. He said, man, they sleep on me. It's going overhead. They sleep on me. One thing I gotta say to you battlers out of there, stop writing for crowd reaction, okay? Or stop waiting for crowd reaction. Either don't write for a crowd reaction, or if you do write for a crowd reaction, don't wait for the crowd reaction. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, you just keep rapping. You just keep going. Get through your rounds nice, crisp, and clean, because guess what? It's going to come out on cam. All right. So unless it's a battle, I mean, if it's a battle where it's judged right then and there, okay, I mean, fine, whatever. But things, looks different on cam. And I'm going to tell you, on cam, pandering for a crowd reaction, begging on a crowd reaction, or then blaming the fans for things that are not going over their head, you got to stop that, because a lot of times the stuff doesn't go over the lines. They don't go over their heads. They're just not landing. It's like, it's just so. Okay, it's just so. So you can't pander or beg for the reaction, man. Either it comes organically or it just don't come at all. All right. So, if they sleeping on it, or you wrote something and you thought, man, that was gonna hit. I mean, hey, I've heard battle rappers say plenty of times they'll write a particular bar and they wasn't even thinking about that was gonna hit. Okay, and that hit rather than the one that they thought was gonna hit. So you just never know what the crowd is into. Okay, so if it doesn't hit, you keep going, because you did an awkward pause, like you're waiting for the reaction, and you don't get it. Hey, what can I say? It's just gonna look bad on you. So that's the review. Mr. Wavy versus Bill Collector. I pretty much gave it a Mr. Wavy 3-0. Nobody, because it's not like it's gonna be a classic battle. It's not like we're gonna rewatch it over and over and over and over. I did watch it more than once because I wanted to be fair. And I was just looking for something, because, hey, look, it ain't that many new battles coming out. So you want to take your time with it, digest it, see if either one of them are saying anything. And even though it's not a classic battle, Mr. Wavy said a little bit more. Mr. Wavy 3-1. Rock with me, your boy Random, the battle rap analyst with the Battle Rap Hall of Fame. What do you think? I got Mr. Wavy 3-0.